Hi everyone, this is Jonas, the vocalist from Fixation, and you're watching GRIMM TV.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing very, very good actually. Basically just got off stage. I'm a bit sweaty, I'm a bit hoarse, and a bit shaky because my body has to calm down. But I'm great. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I saw most of your show, and
yeah,
I can imagine that you have to get that adrenaline
yeah.
calm down a little bit.
Oh yeah. Usually we don't play that many shows in a row, so usually it's just go to the backstage, get a beer. But I don't drink before a concert or the day before a concert, so we're playing tomorrow and the day after. So just have to drink some water.
Well, you've only just started the tour now, right?
Yeah, it's the second date.
Yeah. Okay. It was I saw on your Facebook page that it was announced relatively late that you're joining this tour.
Yeah, it's basically in the middle of January. Yeah. That's basically also when we found out. It's been a bit stressful, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot of work to get this done, but we're here now and we made it to Finland. We started in Norway, where we're from, so the fact that we're here, that's great.
And you're like a relatively young band.
Oh yeah.
To be able to tour with someone like Devin now,
it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so lucky to be able to do this. I couldn't believe it actually when we got asked. It's crazy.
And you were asked by who?
We were asked by a guy called Andy Farrell.
Okay. Yeah.
Who I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Devin's manager. But he knows the people we work with, and he's seen us live a couple of times. No. So I think he pulled some strings here to make this happen.
The name is not unfamiliar to me.
Oh, it isn't? No.
It rings a bell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you been able to the tour is young? Have you been able to meet Devin or?
Yeah. We I got to meet him very shortly the first day.
Yeah.
But we saw him on the boat. We were all eating sushi. He took the ferry from Stockholm, and we sat and spoke with him a bit today. But I mean, it'll probably be after 30 days. Probably see each other more. It's in and out all the time. Yeah. People are doing stuff. But a little. He's very nice. Yeah. Such a nice guy. Very down to earth, and the whole crew actually. Everyone that we've met so far is just very nice people.
Very cool. First big tour to be on then.
It's insane. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all heard of Devin Townsend. It's a legend. So being able to just when his name was written in the chat from our label, I was like, oh my god, are you serious? So it's insane. It's great.
Yeah. I also know that you've already been able to announce quite a lot of really cool shows and festivals and stuff.
Definitely.
Was Download and Prognosis and
it's insane.
Is there any particular one that you really hyped up?
I mean, Download. Yeah. I mean, it's
gonna be massive.
Probably gonna be the biggest thing we've ever done at that point. Yeah. And all our favorite bands are playing as well, which is really fun. So that's I'm just I don't understand that it's real before it happens. I think this tour. It's actually happening. We're here. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's not the first time I hear something like that of a band that gets to tour with a big name and I think it was the end of last year, a band I got to tour with In Flames, Orbit Culture, if you know.
No.
Yeah,
but I know In
check
Flames.
them out.
Awesome. Yeah.
But I talked with them briefly, and they were also we still need to process that. We've been on this long European tour with basically one of the bands that inspired us because they're from the same area and stuff.
In Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Anyway, while I was trying to quickly research you guys a little bit, because it was bit last minute for me too.
Yeah. No worries.
I noticed that there's been recently a whole lot of sites that have been naming you guys as like a band to watch and like up and coming.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't understand why. No, it's. I mean, we feel really privileged to be one of those bands. Never or always wanted to be that band, but never thought it would. Or we always thought it would happen, but you know, you never really thought it would happen. But yeah, we feel so lucky to be where we are right now. To have this journey, like we've always wanted to take the long road. We've been going on for 11 years. We started in high school, you know, but it started like really coming together in 2020 when we signed with Indie Recordings, our record label, and yeah, it's been some crazy years so far. It's insane. So it's really fun. We're privileged to be able to do this.
And like, it's like you're now like, I mean, like there's some sites like picking you up really much. Like you released quite a few singles last year, right?
Yeah.
And just makes me wonder, like, I don't know, for those that don't know you that well yet or not at all, like, what would be for you guys, like, what would you like to, like, bring across or accomplish with your music, or like to your listeners and stuff like that?
I mean, always music for me has always been obviously like the soundtrack to my life, but it's always been the helping hand in trying times, in the best of times, in like the memories that stick to your brain forever. If we are able to be that bad for like one person in the world, that's amazing. If we are able to do that for many people, that's even better. I mean, a lot of our songs are like social criticism and political texts. So of course we want people to like also see some stuff in the world, in the society that we live in, that's wrong. There are a lot of people being treated unfairly, we think, and like I think music is a great way to bring attention to these topics and these issues, as well as like mental health issues and the like climate crisis and stuff like that. If someone listens to our music and like goes, that makes sense, I'm gonna change my mind, then I feel like mission accomplished.
That sounds great. A little bit going further on like you guys as a band and your music, might be a bit of a tricky question. If you would have to describe the band and your music only using images,
okay.
What would you do? Or what would you say?
Only using images.
I said it would be somewhat of a tricky.
Yeah, that's tricky. I didn't expect that. Images. I mean, like sometimes I feel like I always. So for images, I always see this. There's like a couple of songs. I always see this. You're the last person in a crumbled society. Flames are like roaring around you. The trees are burning down. What are you gonna do now? It's like this is what happened. Especially the last song we played today. What we have done, I always picture this. This is what happened. We tried to do something about it, but it happened. So I feel like fire burning around, roaring. That's usually something I picture, but it's a tricky question.
Yeah, but it's always interesting to hear what people come up with or think of.
I mean, we're definitely, I think there's like, it's a really modern sound to our music. So we have, I think, like visually it's a little polished, but again, maybe the image itself is rough, but it's polished, you know. The colors are polished. It's colorful, but it's jagged. Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's raw, but there's still some like
there's some beautiful undertones.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Nice.
Now, last year you released a bunch of singles. If I'm not mistaken, you're planning to like release a proper album this year.
That's right.
Like when about?
It's
can
in the
we
fall.
expect it in the fall, yeah.
We have the dates, but we haven't announced it yet.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not sure if I can.
We'll see.
Maybe I'll get get beaten up by the record label, but it's in the fall. Yeah.
And it's gonna like all the singles that you released before are gonna be on there too.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And we're releasing a new single now very soon
Okay.
while we're on this tour. So it's coming. I think it's probably gonna be announced very soon.
All right, something to look
Good
out for
scoop.
then. Well, one more question maybe. Like, you're starting to like be quite like picked up and stuff. You do have a very like modern sound.
Yeah.
Like there's hints of metalcore, there's hints of a little bit proggy stuff. Like it's an interesting mix.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what overall maybe for the band is like inspiration, like musically, or
I think the reason it's so like varied and the weird mix is because us five in the band is a weird mix. Like we come from our guitarist Martin. He comes from like Dream Theater and like this really proggy Tesseract and all these types of bands that are more techy. The really techy guy here.
You'll have fun with Devin.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Devin in the band, but especially those guys. And me and the bassist Martin, two Martins, we come from more like emo.
Hardcore.
Yeah, Martin is more like pop punk, like Blink-182 and like Panic at the Disco and stuff like that. And I'm more like My Chemical Romance, and I love Muse. That's like was my biggest band, which you can probably tell by the falsetto I use sometimes. Very much inspired by them, and I think like the joint band for us has always been like Bring Me the Horizon and Architects, and I think that's where like a lot of the metalcore came. I think we've been through a couple of different sounds. Thursdays of Mars was like a big, especially like the This Is War album was a big like hit for us. So before we released something, it was more like that. Like, but it still has like, I think it's colored by it still. It's melodic and grandiose.
That one song that you play that starts with the kind of the choir thing.
Yeah.
Is such a 30 Seconds to Mars and Bring Me the Horizon kind of vibe. Like it kind of like made me think of that. So.
Yeah, I think like grandiose is a big big adjective for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like larger than life type of music, kind of. So, but it's so powerful to play. It's so fun. You can like get all the emotions out.
Yeah, I can imagine. So even just watching it, you kind of feel that kind of grandiose thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I can only imagine that as a band, like, being able to.
It's amazing.
Play that.
Feels like it's amazing.
Like you could take on the world, basically.
Exactly.
You're saying Muse is quite like the inspiration, like vocally for you.
Yeah, I mean, for so many years when I was a teenager, Muse was everything.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned to sing falsetto, like this weird type of falsetto. And I just kind of carried on doing that. But yeah, Muse was a huge band for me. I don't really listen to them that much anymore, but until like the Resistance, their 5th album, I think, that was like the only thing in my life. And Radiohead.
Their last album is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I actually I don't miss like any of the new albums. I just haven't listened to it that much because I started listening to other stuff.
Like when you went in that falsetto now in during a show.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but think of Leprous.
Yeah.
Your voice, even when you do your other singing, like somehow your voice really regularly kind of hits that for me.
Well, Einar from Leprous is an amazing vocalist. Yeah, he's much better than me. And we toured with them last year in Norway, and he's like always there. It's amazing. He's Leprous. we saw some shows of them before, but they weren't like a band I listened to that much. I just saw them live a couple of times. But being on tour with them, we learned so much. Especially, I spoke with Einar about how do you prepare for tour? How is it possible to like sing these crazy falsettos so many times? Yeah, and they're going on this huge tour, right? At this moment, and there's so many dates. How do you do it? And he gave me some really great tips that I didn't follow this time, but I will next time.
Well, it's always nice to be able to learn from the experience.
Oh, definitely. And they've been on tour with Devin as well.
Yeah.
So they told us in advance, like, they're great people. Just you're gonna have so much fun. So great guys.
I think that's about it.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Anything you would like to share still, or say still to the people that know you, people that still need to discover you? If
we're playing in a town near you, in a city near you on this tour, come check us out. Go to heavydevi.com. That's where the dates are. or our webpage, fixationband.com. They're there as well.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for that.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.